Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Enjoying the conference so far? Yeah? Excited? Thorsten was up there. Alec was up there getting everyone excited, developers. Yeah. So the web is awesome. Are you guys all web developers? Show of hands, web developers? Okay, cool, awesome. So I'm preaching to the choir about how awesome web development is. Is everyone using WebWorks now? No? Nobody? A little bit? OK. PhoneGap, Cordova things? No? OK. Awesome. So has anyone used Jquery Mobile at first? Yes, yes, yes. BBUI? OK. BBUI. OK. So today we're going to talk a bit about making your BlackBerry 10 native look and feel on the web. And what we're going to use for that is I'm going to show you both Jquery Mobile and the BBUI approach. So BBUI is our in-house response to like a web mobile web framework. And Jquery Mobile obviously is the cross-platform response to it. So I'm going to start with a bit of demos to really see where we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to dive into a bit more of the controls, things you're going to need to do in BB10 to make that native look and feel, show you some code and how you're going to use it. Okay, so can I just switch to the device? To the device, this? Frederick set it up, I think. No? HDMI out? OK. So while we figure this out, I'll just start talking about the items that we have. So this is an image list. They show up everywhere. Everyone's used to these lists. So what's great about these things, it's not just a standard list. You get to add your headings and your subtext as well as your images. So this is all here. And what's great about the BBUI stuff, you actually have accent colors and things that are custom, where the Jquery Mobile theme is more strict to the BB10 guidelines. And also with the list, you can get these arrow lists that really expand what you can do and the visual feedback of what you're showing to your users. And it's really simple to implement these things. And here's the code. So Jquery Mobile, all we're doing is having our standard data role list view. And to get this arrow right, we're just going to say a data icon arrow right on the whole UL. So this currently in 1.1 is not available. This will be available in 1.2.1 for Jquery Mobile. If you want to do it on specific list icons, like say you only wanted this one or this one, we can change. OK. That's OK. Can you just go back for a sec so I can just finish that one? OK. So we can just we can change specific list items with that data icon and get it so you can have that specific thing. And BBUI, it looks very similar. So we have our data BB type image list, and we just have our divs here. Exact same thing. This is specifying our icons, our titles, and our accent stuff. OK, let's go back to the demo. OK. So this is the BBUI kitchen sink. It looks pretty much like a native Cascades app right now. This is the standard list view I was just talking about with images, headers, and subtext. OK. This is another control that you're going to see a lot of in BB10. This is our grid view. So you can see things like this. It's very simple to specify, just add more images into these lists. We're just specifying the number of, this is a row right here. We have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, and we're just putting number of items in the row. And so you're not going to have to take care of anything like changing the CSS. It's all going to be done for you. It's just about making your standard correct semantic HTML. And then the framework will take care of the rest for you. Yeah?
Does it support the CSS3 grid?
The CSS3 grid.
The grid property?
I am not sure. Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about it later. OK. So this here is the exact same thing. We're just specifying the list view items. So this is integrating them together. We're putting a list and a grid view together. And you see here that we have our headers. So these are things that can specify your grouping types. And as you can see, this is the accent color that I was talking to you about. So BBUI does a great job about letting you customize these accent colors. So when you run the kitchen sink app, it's going to switch each time just so you can see how it does change its colors. Where Jquery Mobile, it's more stuck in the blue colors. So this is a context menu. Let's see if this... I don't think I enabled the correct thing. So the context menu is the menu that appears on the side when you press and hold on an item. And this allows you to do things like send a picture. So you press and hold on a picture, and it'll pop up a menu to allow you to send that to some kind of user, which will use, which you can give the users the option of what you want to send, allow them to send it with. The toggle switches. So very nice demonstration of the CS, if it opens, the CSS3 properties that we do have available. Like here, you have a nice shadows and animation on this here. It's nice smooth. So these are just very simple, nice visual aspects that you can add to your thing, add to your application. And these are the arrows that I was just talking about. So you can customize what arrows are going to show up in your list views. Okay. So did everyone see the Jquery Mobile stuff in the demo this morning? No? OK. Let me show a bit of it. So this is Jquery Mobile Kitchen Sink. Pretty much the same things. We can go down. We have the grid view here. And this is what I'm talking about, the standard colors. Like, we don't have the accent colors like in BBUI, but it's the exact same. So we're specifying a row and items that we want on that row, and it just takes care of the rest for us. That's why we have this like 6 image down here that fits nice and cleanly. Things like the progress bar. This is new to Jquery Mobile. This is only in the BlackBerry 10 theme. So these things, there are some new controls to Jquery Mobile that currently aren't there. There is some talk about it going up into the core project, but we'll see where that goes. I just lost my video. Yes?
In terms of HTML5 web form support, there's a status bar. Does the native browser now support that feature? Input type status, is that
It's project tag. So this is using the progress tag with the start or the max and min values. So it's very HTML friendly. So you can just specify it, and that's part of the progressive enhancement stuff that we're trying to emphasize with Jquery Mobile. And this is also new to Jquery Mobile, so form validation. So this is the type of validation that you'll see in BB10. Oops. And it quickly, we're asked to put the text valid in, and we'll do that form validation for us. This is using the HTML5 form validation, so you can specify what the regex of what it should be looking for on that validation. And so you've seen in like all the other, like, okay, so we have the sliders and stuff is the same as BBUI. And this is what I was saying, like it's more, it doesn't have that accent color, it doesn't have those pink colors that are available. Like these are just more core colors. And as you see at the bottom, like we support the action bar. So this is also, it says back under here, it's just cut off on the screen. But this is another custom component that's been added for the BlackBerry 10 theme. So this allows you to bring the back button as well as, oops, as well as tabs and actions. So you see, obviously those images are not in this thing. So these would have proper images here. I did not bundle them correctly. So yeah. So this has the tab overflow. Oops. Okay. Has the tab overflow, so we're going to move the whole page, move it back, and the action overflow, which goes on top of the page. So these are some of the new things that we're going to show, and I'm going to go through, go back to the slides. I'm going to show you some code about how to start implementing these things. Okay. Okay. So like I was saying, we have that standard button, and we're just doing the accent text, and we can specify that image right there. The grid list, that's what I was talking about. This shows up in a lot of places, especially media-rich apps where you can see and have images associated to things. So it's great. So you can have that heads-up display and really draw emphasis to certain points. Like here, your first item, the Batmobile there, it's going to bring a lot of attention to the user. So you put one there as opposed to like having multiples. So it's just very easy HTML to do for you guys. So this is it. So Jquery Mobile. We specify a data role grid view. This is just like any other Jquery Mobile theme. We're going to specify a grid view. We're going to specify a row with a div with an anchor tag and the image in it. And this is just nice, clean, semantic HTML to specify this grid view. So this here would do, just like the Batmobile, it would have this one item. If we put two of these in this row, then we would have just this one here. Just very simple, clean. You don't have to think about it. And it's the exact same thing BBUI. So we're talking just different things. We call it a grid layout, and it's specified groups and rows. Like these are, you'll see so many similarities as we move through these BBUI and Jquery Mobile. They share a lot of things in common. So context menu. This is something I was talking about, the press and hold. So Jquery does not have the context menu yet. I have been recommending people to use the WebWorks specific context menu as opposed to using a framework specific one, because I think it's a much better option. But if there is a need and a lot of people want and think this is valid to have right in Jquery Mobile, I would definitely be interested in putting it in for you guys. But yeah, so this is like I was saying, you can have those extra tasks there, what you want to do when you press and hold. So here's what it looks like in BBUI. We have a context menu, same thing, like, and just the actions. This looks just like an action bar as well. So we're just specifying actions, an icon, and the text that we want here. So email, here's our icon, and our context menu. Action bars. This is in almost every app. So in case everyone's not familiar, there are some differences here. These ones with lines over top, these are tabs, and these ones without are actions. And the way the UI guidelines say is that your tabs appear on your first page. So this is more of a navigational thing. So you use these to navigate to your different pages. If you have more than that can fit on the screen, you have a tab overflow, which I don't have a picture of. I showed it to you in the Jquery Mobile one. Is a tab overflow, and it's that list that shows up on the left where the page slides over. And then the actions are more important things like actions that you're acting on as opposed to navigational-based things. So the way the code works is that you're going to specify your actions and your tabs, and it's going to take care of the layout for you. It's going to put them all there. And once you've exceeded, so if you've exceeded 5, it's going to start throwing them into the overflow menus for you. You don't have to worry about this stuff. And as far as you're concerned, that you can still use that same ID. You can attach to it. You can listen for those events. And it doesn't matter if it's in the overflow or not. So here's the Jquery Mobile one. We're putting it inside of a normal fixed footer. This is standard in Jquery Mobile right now. And then we have this action bar data role. Excuse me. So this is a tab. This is the one I was talking to you about. This is this blue lined one. So these are navigational things. So here we just specify an image and our text that we want to show up. Like I was saying, just again, clean semantic HTML. That's what this is all about. It's not about hacking things together and making it messy. It's about clean semantic HTML. And then for an action, these things, same thing. Just data role action, and it just populates it all for you. Here's the BBUI version. It looks pretty similar again. A lot of the things are more in line here. In here, you can specify if you want it to go right into the overflow right away. And here, you can also specify if it's selected by default. So those are some differences there. Yeah, so this is the tab overflow that I was talking to you about. That automatically gets created once your tabs go into the over the amount, or if you decide to just put them in here by default, like you have here, go into the overflow. So it just automatically puts them in there for you. Action overflow. So yeah, the pinning, putting it down here is currently not in Jquery Mobile, but it will be in the next release. Sliders. This is something I showed you. It's a great demonstration of our CSS3 properties that we have available to us. It's great. We use the progress HTML tag. I guess this one says range. So I think BBUI uses range, I guess. Yeah. So, oh yeah, sorry, this is slider. This is not progress. Progress is later. Good call. Radio buttons. These have nice, clean animations associated to them that give you that native look and feel still. Simply, just like in Jquery Mobile, you just have your radio buttons as your normal HTML. Nothing real special here. Drop-downs. These are just your selects with your options. These are going to expand to all the options. BBUI has it so that they're scrollable. Jquery Mobile, they're not scrollable. They just all appear. Buttons. So buttons, this is it's a button. We use them for everything. It's just a standard button. In Jquery Mobile, we have a data role button. So you can put them just like any other button in Jquery Mobile. And pill buttons, these are navigational items that we can use to cancel and save. These are things when menus pop up, we can create contacts and save or cancel from that action. Those actions slide back down, things like that. Yeah, so here is the pill button example. Like I was saying, it's just a nav bar in Jquery Mobile. This is currently in Jquery Mobile. We're not recreating anything here. And we're just specifying our 3 pill buttons, these 3 here, and we're setting the first one to be selected. So that's what this active class is. The BBUI, same thing. Pill buttons, selected, just very much the exact same thing. Okay. Here are your progress bars. The progress action with the min, max, and values. So these ones have 3 states. I believe I showed you in the demo the different states that the progress one has. This goes red, yellow, and the blue for going. And yeah, like I said, it's just a progress element, so it is a valid HTML markup. We're not recreating any new elements here. It's not a div that we're laying over. It is a standard HTML element. Screen menus. So this is something that you can currently see in the browser, give you more options. This is normally a swipe down gesture that happens, and your menu comes up right here with these different icons. This is currently not in jQuery Mobile either, so we'll show you the code for BBUI. So you'll just specify a menu item with that data icon and the text foo. So here it would be, I can't read that, it's very small, options and something else. Checkboxes, still standard HTML. We're not changing anything. We're just making it look pretty. They have a nice animation associated to them. It kind of flashes up and grows. So again, we're making use of our CSS3 properties and just making it look very sexy for all different, for both BBUI and jQuery Mobile. Toggle buttons. Like I showed you guys this demo. Same thing. You can use the toggle buttons to give your users 2 options. So it's just very clean way. Instead of a checkbox, make sure you're using the right elements for the right things. Okay. So here it is, jQuery Mobile. So we use a standard select with a data role slider. And here's our 2 option values. And we can specify which one is currently on. BBUI does it a little bit differently. Instead of using the select property or select tag, it uses its own data role or BB type of toggle, where you can specify all the different properties right in that one div. Activity indicators. This is, you need to show the user that you're doing something, why they're waiting, making sure that they understand that something is going on. So you can put this at the bottom of a page if you're doing lazy loading on a list, or right in the middle of a page if the page is loading or something like that. There are different sizes available to you. So it really depends on what you're loading and how important it is that the user sees these activity bars. So here's the jQuery Mobile version. So there is currently in jQuery Mobile a way to show the activity indicator. We've also created this second way to do it just so you can put it anywhere you want, as opposed to the jQuery Mobile way is putting it right in the center with some text or whatever you want to say around it. So this allows you, because it is just a div, you can move it and place it wherever you want. And the same with BBUI. It's just a div. You can place these things anywhere and really get that look and feel of whatever you want to load, whether it's an image loading or a list loading or anything. Okay, so we have lots of other sessions. There is a more specific one for jQuery Mobile coming up that I'm presenting with Mike Hollister from Penn2, as well as the WebWorks UI and the panels, choosing your best ones. The BlackBerry 10 theme for jQuery Mobile went live this morning. You can find it on GitHub/BlackBerry, and it should be under jQuery Mobile theme. The BBUI one has been there for a while. So you can grab that from Jquery Mobile or github.com/BlackBerry BBUI. And there's going to be a roundtable after this. So if there's questions, if you guys want to get together, I will be available at this roundtable. And we can talk about this. If you want to tweet about this session, the hashtag is here, Jam26. And this is stuff they put in for me. So, questions, comments?
CSS attributes are defined through JavaScript in BBUI.js.
The CSS attributes?
Yeah. Like the shadows and
the shadows. I don't think the shadow.
That's just one example. You said that shadow, that
this one?
the sliders.
This one?
Yeah.
So those are CSS, yes.
Yeah. So the CSS attributes are defined through JavaScript in BBJS. So you don't need to link to a CSS file. It's all within the BBJS, BBUI.js.
Yes.
No, it doesn't have the external CSS.
I think for BBUI it's all included. It's two different ways of thinking. Like so BBUI does things a little differently in jQuery Mobile. So we can talk a bit about that, where BBUI does off-DOM manipulation. So what that means is all your stylings and everything is getting applied off the DOM so that it can be loaded much faster. Everything is done in JavaScript and applied to it after it's been styled and everything in JavaScript and then placed into the DOM. As opposed to jQuery Mobile, you'll append things to the DOM and then you'll do something like a refresh and then your styling gets updated. So it's just a different trade-off. The BBUI one is potentially faster, but there would have to be some benchmarkings and see. You would use up more memory temporarily.
That's why you use all dev, just dev tag for all your widgets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other questions? So BBUI also does things like page management, where when you navigate between different pages, it's going to be put into the DOM. The new page will be put into the DOM. The old page will be taken out of the DOM. So jQuery Mobile does this as well. You can turn this off in jQuery Mobile. Sometimes for larger pages, you don't want this on. You want it to get cleared out, especially if you have a lot of larger pages. But some just small things like dialogues, you may want this just nice and easy, nice and already loaded, so you don't have any delay or anything. It just pops up right away. Yeah?
So is there an ongoing effort to try to get jQuery Mobile stuff sort of in line with BBUI? Or?
Okay, so the question was, is there an ongoing effort to make this jQuery Mobile stuff in line with BBUI? So yes, there is. And like I said, it's just differences of opinion of whether things should be in it or should not be in it. And those we'll see how the users react. But other things, yes, they will eventually converge together at the same point. And same feature set and everything should be available in both frameworks. So the same thing, like we also have been talking with Sencha. Sencha is also doing their own. It's not quite ready, so I can't show it to you today. But they're going to have something similar to this as well. Yes?
Yeah, so for since all the CSS are inside the JS, there's no way for us to change into the coloring on BBUI. The advantage of jQuery Mobile, if we had the theme roller, we can change whatever kind of color we want, because all CSS is called, right?
Yeah.
JavaScript always override the CSS declaration.
I'm not actually, like,
I know that.
okay.
This, to me, this seems like, this is my first introduction to this, but
Okay.
this seems like a really bad idea, because the developer then cannot overwrite any of the CSS features. So if they do want to change the color, you're going to have an inline style because it's created with JavaScript. In addition to that, every time you change any DOM elements, you're going to repaint the page and possibly do a reflow. Both of those are using memory, and then you're using up the CPU at all times, so you're using up battery the whole time. So this just seems like...
Yes,
I mean, I would definitely
differences of thought. Like
I would definitely do some metrics on the battery usage, because one of the things that developers don't think about is how much battery they're using on their mobile devices.
I completely agree, especially web developers. It's not normally in the train of thought at all. So I would definitely say always be testing your things out and trying and seeing if you are going to hit performance issues, especially if you're going into like the 10K challenge and things like that. You want to be running peak performance so you can get it approved and for the competition and things like that. Sorry, it's not competition, but the whatever it is. Yeah.
Super session about the web. Is BlackBerry really going to be supporting BBUI forever, or is it only for development, only for testing? And you'll be focusing more on Jquery Mobile. Is it worth it to invest on BBUI if it's only for development?
I can't comment on the length of the BBUI project because I don't know, not because I'm trying to hide anything or anything. There is a push for BBUI as well. They are equally being pushed. Right now, I personally prefer Jquery Mobile. I'm a Jquery Mobile team member, so I would say go Jquery Mobile, but BBUI definitely has some advantages too. Like the problem with Jquery Mobile is that it has cross-platform code, where BBUI is BlackBerry specific. So we have a ton of Android hacks in Jquery Mobile, a ton. So to do those checks, different things like that, it's going to slow you down a bit. Where BBUI, it has been optimized and it is streamlined just for BlackBerry devices.
Can you strip out those Android hacks out of jQuery? Is there an easy way to do it?
No, not really.
I mean, it depends how well documented it is, I suppose. And if it's well documented, then sure, I guess there's ways to do it. I mean, I could do it too.
There is no like remove Android hacks button, which I would love it.
No, you'd have to look, you see how it's documented. If it's documented properly, I could get it.
It's documented in code. You'd have to go through and read it and figure out what's going on and hopefully not break anything else. Testing. So what's great about being part of Jquery, what's great about it being built on Jquery Mobile is that there is such a big, a larger team to be working on the core project of Jquery Mobile core. So we get a lot of the issues and features for free, a lot of issues fixed and features for free as part of the core project, where BBUI is more BlackBerry specific and doesn't have as large of a team behind it. So things may not move as fast, but Tim Neal does an excellent job at getting features in fast, and he's been really progressing BBUI. It is, and he's. Yes, that's why you see Batman stuff in all the slides. Yes, he's been doing an awesome job with the BBUI stuff, so you have to give him a lot of credit for that. Any other questions? So after this, which way is everyone leaning? BBUI? Jquery Mobile? Neither?
I think it all depends on how, I mean, if you're developing cross-platform, then Jquery Mobile certainly has a thing. If you're going to a focus, maybe you'll put a little extra focus, maybe you'll do some conversions over to UI, you could do it. I mean, I can do it. That's what I use, but I don't know how easy it would be for
It's a web apps. You can divert and
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. User agent, figure it out from there.
Vanilla.js? So you're writing it all from scratch. But I can write a BBM clone in 15 minutes. Can you make a BBM clone in 15 minutes?
Let's say I want to grab one of these buttons. So the on-off, like, it's not a fan of how it is because you guys don't actually have the input types. So I think you're going to submit on the input types. But I would open it up in Chrome, grab CSS, and stick with my CSS file.
So you're just going to pick and choose
Yeah,
which ones you want.
I have this tiny little, because I'm only using features. I don't need to bring in the whole library and have it running and using that memory.
Yeah, if you can do that, that's yeah. It's going to be tough to maintain all that. Pardon?
You have a parser because you have a namespace
Yeah.
attributes specific for BB.
Exactly,
You have a
yeah.
Special parsers.
Exactly. So, like I was just saying, so this app here was built in 15 minutes. This is with full navigation. The data, like it's all static data, but 15 minutes to build this, and take this to a customer and say, I'm going to build this for you, a full proper app, but I can make this prototype for you in 15 minutes.
I could.
I know you could, especially with the BB10 theme. So you think you can make this in 10 minutes?
Yeah,
With Vanilla.js?
that's why I asked you your web port
Yeah.
and or the browser. What version of WebKit?
I'm not exactly sure.
How could I find out about it? Because by look at what version of WebKit you're using, I know which CSS3 properties it supports. Like grid, I could do a grid like that, maybe 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, you can. It's very easy to make a grid. But what I'm saying is, it's 5 minutes for each control, right? How many controls are on the screen? You have a fixed header. You have a drop down. You have a list view. You have this. You have this. You have all these things down here. It's about speed. Like we're talking about, you can go in and make a quality app in very little time and get it on App World. And obviously, if you want to go and rewrite it in Vanilla.js, it's going to be more performant because it's going to be very specific. And you're not going to have those frameworks underneath. And that's awesome if you have the time to do that. And I would recommend, if you have the time to go do that, sure, go do it. But I'm saying, in that time that it takes you to go write that in Vanilla.js, you could have written 2 or 3 apps and have those up in the App Store. So it's that trade-off of how performant does it have to be? Is this performant enough? Like, it feels almost performant enough if it's not already. Like, I'm saying like BB or the BlackBerry 10 theme is in still beta. Like, it's still going, progressing.
The next topic. Have you tried combining BBUI and Jquery and bring multiple roles in there to see, so that you can quickly change a theme but still have the BBUI theme for BlackBerry? Or is that not necessary?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Have you ever combined both libraries and added like
That's a lot of JavaScript. That's a lot of JavaScript.
No, I'm just wondering, like,
In all
have you ever tried it?
No.
Okay, just wondering.
No.
Yeah.
I would be scared. Yeah, it'd be a significant amount of JavaScript too. And
How big is BBUI?
BBUI is pretty lightweight. I don't have the actual number on me right now, but you can clone it and grab it. It's pretty lightweight.
Jquery Mobile is, I think, 122.
Yeah.
She was mentioning about metrics. So I'm sure Rim does all kind of performance metrics on the BBUI, right?
We have been doing metrics and stuff like that. I don't have any numbers on me to tell you what kind of metrics. Pardon?
Will the team do metrics, performance optimizations on BBUI?
We'll definitely be doing performance optimizations. Because we want this as close to native as possible. We want it to be able to indistinguishable between whether this is a web app or a native app. And I think we're getting close. Can you guys tell the difference here? Pardon?
It's not live. I can't tell the difference. It's not live.
It's not live? What do you mean? Like you can't play with it?
Oh, it's not live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like these are.
I don't know.
You should have a native app.
Yeah, side by
Pardon?
side.
I should have a native app. Okay. What about this?
Two devices with one native app.
What is this? Native or web?
I haven't experienced in that machine,
Native?
so I don't know.
Yes, that is native. That is the native BBM client.
I would say with the processor that's running in.
Does it look about the same? So it's like we're getting there. Like we need to trim down things, get it more performing. Buttons are a little slow right now. But these are all performance things that we can still improve on. Like I was saying right now, we're still in beta for both BBUI and Jquery Mobile. We will keep iterating as we get closer to launch. Jquery Mobile theme, yeah. This is the Jquery Mobile theme. This is all Jquery Mobile. So does that answer your question? Is it? Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, so they are very similar. If you can't really tell the difference. There are some subtleties. Some controls are implemented a little differently, and we're going to move closer to complete match of controls as we progress closer to launch. But right now, if you look side by side, they're almost identical.
The web stuff runs in WebWorks, the one that you...
This one is currently in, yes, all the demos that I did today were in WebWorks.
Where is the CSS for BlackBerry? Is it on GitHub? Is that what I find?
Yeah, so for the jQuery Mobile, so we just went live today on jQuery on GitHub.com/BlackBerry, and then just it's in the list of jQuery Mobile theme. You can download it. So what's been done is all you need to include for jQuery Mobile now is 2 files, a CSS and a JavaScript file. You don't need to include a jQuery Mobile, and a theme. So we've condensed it all down to 2 files just to make it nice, simple, so you don't have to worry about getting the right JavaScript or jQuery version, the right jQuery Mobile version. It's all the right version already for you. This has also been optimized so it's less traffic going down and less XHR stuff coming in. So it's really just an optimization. We've minified it, concatenated it, just nice and clean for you. Yeah.
If you kind of give like the iPhone, well, the iPhone and BlackBerry to BlackBerry using theme, what would be your recommendation for the best way to serve different themes to different devices?
So you can do media queries and give different CSS.
Right, but which media query you would use in terms of BlackBerry?
You could do it based on our screen resolution for now. I don't have an exact one. I haven't tried, but you could just do it on definitely our screen resolution, and that will grab it. You might have some conflict with some Android devices, maybe, but I don't think so. I think we're pretty high res screen. So. Does that answer your question?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, so you could definitely just put the different theme files in those queries and make it that way. Any other questions? So the BBM clone will be made in the lab later tomorrow, I think. So we'll be going through the lab. You can choose either BBUI or jQuery Mobile, and you can we'll go step by step on how to make this. This is the Jam 42 lab. I don't know right now. Yes, 9:30. Room 210E. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Do you have the latest BlackBerry 10 and